Okay, kids, so we are joining for another talk a lot session tonight. As usual, we have a topic that we'll be talking about. And tonight's topic is very interesting because it is considered as something that is essential in the meantime. There are also aspects of it which are considered as dangerous. So the question tonight is, robots are a dangerous invention. Do you agree or disagree? Right, so we have our Speaklub students to express their opinions as always. So we'll start with Setik. Setik, what do you say? Robots are a dangerous invention. Do you agree or disagree?
Yes, I 50% agree with this topic. First, I'll talk why robots are usable. So, for an example, Russia is using artificial intelligence in space. So, artificial intelligence is mostly related to robots. So, they say that it will be exploring the solar system. So, I agree that humans can also explore, but I think robots can do something better. So if I talk about how robots become dangerous to us, in the 18th century, the Great Britain, they made a robot mostly for military purposes. So once something gets wrong with the robot, it started shooting and killing the people, innocent people. So in one side, robots are made by technology and humans are natural. So humans understand, they have a brain, they have a heart. So they understand what is happening in the world. But robots are not like that. They don't have feelings, they don't have a brain. So they are controlled by people. And if something gets wrong with the robot, it could be a big destroyer. It could kill their owners and all those things. But for things like space exploration, technology, robots are actually usable. So I think I 50% agree. There are both sides. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Right. So you agree and at the same time disagree that robots are a dangerous invention. Okay, good. Abhinushan, what do you have to say? Abhinushan, are you there? Abhinushan? Okay, right. I think we've lost Abhinushan. Yanul?
Okay, sir. So with this topic, I 50% agree, 50% disagree. So because today's generation is changing at a very fast pace, right? People are driven more and more by technology materials. So as science and technology are getting an advance, the science coming up with new adventures and inventions and discoveries. So we might I agree with Setik because robots can help people in a certain way, and they could endanger human beings, because now there are a lot of movies that show this. Because like some movies, there's this scientist who invents a robot to help the human world, right? And there is this best friend of the scientist who has a problem with it, and he has the key to the robot. So he starts and try to kill him, but something goes wrong, and then the whole human beings get wiped out. They have stories like that. Right. So that's what I'm.
You agree and disagree, right? You agree that it has benefits, but in the meantime, it has harms as well. Okay, right, good. Right, Yevin, what do you have to say?
Inventions of robots is a very good thing. Robots can save people's lives in dangerous places. It can act as a soldier in terrorist places. Robots can act as firefighters and can access burning buildings. Robots can clean up nuclear sites. Nuclear energy plants are full of danger for humans, but robots can expose to the potential harm instead. Robots let humans avoid some risky jobs. Robots are accurate and very fast doing work. There are also bad things of robots. Robots can take over other people's jobs. Some people think that robots will take over the world. So I give this topic a 75% disagreement and a 25% agreement.
Okay, right. That was very interesting. So you said robots can go to places where human beings can't, right? So like nuclear plants and burning buildings. And that can actually save human lives. But in the meantime, you say that there are harms as well. But you 75% you say robots are not dangerous, but 25% they can be dangerous. All right, good. Tisumi?
I like 95% disagree with this topic and 5% agree, because robots, like the whole point of the world developing and finding out new machines and all that is to make people's work easier. So what people expect by doing all that is to reduce the load of work they have and to make their work easier. So robots are a genius invention. I personally think robots are really cute, the way they do how they are programmed to do and don't do any harm unless they are well programmed to do. And also robots can, as most of you said, access places humans can't. And there may be robots that are specialized to do different things. Like we humans have a certain range to which we can see, hear, taste, and all that. But robots, they can be specialized, like some could be specialized to see better than us. And like humans, they could go wherever we can. So that will be really helpful, I think. But my disagreement is because, as I said earlier, they are programmed and they can't respond to everything in the exact same way we can. Like, for example, they can't think about things and reply for them. They can only do what they're programmed to do, because they can't do any new things, actually. They can just do things that they're programmed to do, what they're already told to do. But we humans can do new things. If a new situation pops up, then we just think about it, and this is a totally new thing. I'm doing this for the first time, and we come up with a solution. But robots can't do that. So I think robots will not be useful at that kind of things. But on the other hand, they can be very useful in coming up with new inventions and exploring places we haven't. So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you, Tisumi. Danuja, what do you have to say?
Well, robots are made out of technology and science, and the purpose of science is to find out new things that hasn't been discovered. And technology, people like to make things and make machines to make their lives and jobs easier and better. So robots can also be destroying things and can also help people, because robots has no feelings, so they can do whatever we tell them, and it's like just a puppet. They do whatever we tell them to. But humans also can do what we need to do. But sometimes if a robot goes out of control, it might destroy places, take over people's jobs. So robots can be destroying things and also some good things, but it has to be goodly coded and everything that needs to be within a good robot. Yeah, so that's my idea.
Okay, right. Thank you, Danuja. Ipsa?
Okay, so what I think about this is like, what would you think if you have a personal robot coming near you and you have a pile of dishes all around the place and you wanted them to clean up before you have a dinner party. Imagine what you've been doing, cleaning up it all day long, stressed out. But what do you have? A personal robot. Just say, hey, clean up the dishes, and it would just go there and clean the dishes within at least about 30 minutes. Wouldn't work be easier? Yes, it would, right? So if I were to give my opinion on this topic, it would be a 50-50 because robots are designed to make humans' life easier and less work because who would like to do all the day dishes, cleaning up, and all those? So, robots make life easier. And it's also used in science and technology, as many of you said, especially where we can't reach. Maybe robots can, such as if we were to go on Mars, this would take so much of time. But a robot can go there within about like few months. So it's really easy for them to reach where we can't. But that is always a bad side for something good. So what happens is that we are having a big problem with robots because we always have a question, and that is, will robots exceed humanity in the future? Because we don't want robots to be too much. Like, we want humanity to grow, but not robots. We want them, but not too much, because we don't want them to be ruling our world, would we? So this is a big problem. So it's a 50-50 for me.
Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you, Ipsa. Imad, where are you? Are robots a dangerous invention? Do you agree or disagree?
It's very hard to say. It's like a 50-50 option when you ask me, because robots, like many of others said, can be very useful and can go to places where people can't. But if something can do something very hard, that means that people are somehow going to make it do easy things, and that makes job opportunities very less. So it's very hard for the people living there. And like some of you all said, if it goes wrong, it might take over the world, and no one wants robots to take over the world, because the main purpose that they were created was to make humans work easier, not to take over them. So that's it from me. It's a 50-50.
Right. Okay. Okay. Mitushi?
Well, I'd say I'd go for 50-50 because robots are really helpful, intelligent, and rarely make mistakes. But sometimes they have their disadvantages, like taking over humanity, taking human works and leading humans to unemployment, malfunctioning, and many more. So, malfunction. So it depends on the way we use this technology. This technology is made to help us and make the world better, not to make us a victim or destroy the whole humankind. So I say, if we use this robot technology wisely, we'd be able to see the advantages and live with its benefits. And if we use it in a wrong way, then I'd say that robots are a dangerous invention.
Okay, right. Very interesting. Okay. Zahra?
Yes, I agree with this topic. There are dangerous facts about robots. If the people who built the robots have fixed secret cameras, they can grab private information from us. If a robot is in control of a sick person in the hospital, no one knows when the charge might go off. So it might not be safe for the person in the hospital. Robots don't have emotions and feelings like humans, and if a person is in need, robots don't understand anything that humans do. Next is like, if the robot has a sudden mechanical problem and if a liquid gets spreaded, it might become a blast or a fire or a big emergency. So it's better to not have robots anywhere. Thank you.
Okay, right. Thank you, Azahra. So, Azahra, you think that robots are dangerous? That's it. Okay.
Yes.
Arman?
Yes,
I agree and disagree on this topic because robots are often manufactured to help us by performing things we can't or don't know. Robots are also built to entertain us and are carefully checked for any signs of danger. And if there are some, they are fixed and tested. But robots are also harmful to your health. For example, if you watch too much TV, you get an eye strain. I agree and disagree with this topic because of these two reasons.
Okay, right. Thank you, Arman. Risha, what do you have to say? Are robots a dangerous invention? Do you agree or disagree?
Well, I disagree for this topic because sometimes the robots can be useful to us. For an example, I can say that robots can make the humans' needs more easier. Like if our room is so messy, I can say to clean my room to my robots, and also it will make food to me. And the special thing is it will help to do my homeworks. I wish I had a robot like that. So robots make mistakes, but not always. So robots are not too dangerous invention.
Okay, right. Thank you. Asma, can we hear from you?
Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you, we can hear you.
Okay, so robots are dangerous invention. I totally agree. 100% I agree. Because I heard in the future there's some kind of robot, they are going to fix and tell to people like to find a robot or whatever. So robots are really dangerous. Yeah, human created them, but if they get under control, they might even destroy this place, even damage humans. So, like, if I had a robot and he's in my control, right? He listens to me and he's in my hand. I only control him. So if we get uncontrolled, we lost control of him. Oh my God. He would go crazy, destroy my house. He would go crazy on everywhere, like my parents or me. Sometimes robots get crazy sometimes. They are just as humans. It might even destroy humans, destroy the state, like a robot army. They might get under control, go crazy, and destroy the space. I almost agree with this
Okay.
topic.
Right. Okay, right. So we've come down to the last 6 speakers. Akmal, what is your opinion on this?
I 50-50% I'll give for this. I 50% agree and 50% disagree because robots are useful for me because the robots will get me passed in my exam. And why the 50% I don't like it because there's a movie like Terminator Salvation. So in that they will create a robot and the robot goes wrong and all of the robot was it will be also like an enemy to human. It keeps attacking human and trying to kill humans and getting the world to their way. So I give a 50-50% in this. I agree and disagree.
Okay, right. Thank you, Akmal. Shahma?
I 50% agree and 50% disagree. I disagree because it can help to work. It can help the technology. It's made by technology. I agree because it can control the world. It can control the persons because there's some bad robots, good robots. So I think that's my opinion. So it can control.
Okay, all right. Chaniru?
So
Are robots dangerous? Actually, first of all, we had to know who is a robot. Actually, a robot is an artificial intelligence operated or programmed machine that replaces human effort. And opinion to that, are robots dangerous? So Robert Williams, an American factory worker, was the first person who was killed by a robot. So while working at the Ford Motor Company Flat Rock casting plant, William was killed by an industrial robot arm on January 25th, 1979. So the robot invention may be a dangerous invention in the past, but coming to the future, it may be not. So if you know the Tesla brand, whose CEO is Elon Musk, introduced a self-driving option in Tesla vehicles. So from then to now, there hasn't been any accident. So, but still, there may be a risk. Who knows if something happens, like a false sense of security? So we don't know about that. Time depends, right? So I actually agree and disagree.
Okay, right. Thank you, Chandu. So we have the last three speakers. Sankirtani, what do you have to say?
Yes, sir. First of all, I agree and disagree on this topic because robots can destroy something and it kills the person, and also it helps us with the human's need. If any chemicals spread out from the robot's parts, it will make a great blast, and it will be designed to help us with our needs, and it also have to help the humans in the science and the technology. And I'll agree and disagree on this topic.
Okay, all right. Netula, what is your opinion? Do you agree or disagree? Robots are a dangerous invention. Do you agree or disagree?
Because robots are not always dangerous. Actually, robots are the greatest invention on our planet. Robots do activities in dangerous places which humans cannot do. They are very useful. Robots will become dangerous if the user of it is not trained to use the robot, or the robot has a technical issue.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Abhinushan, I think we lost you. Do you want to go and express your? Do you want to go ahead and express your opinion on this?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
agree or disagree with the topic? Robots are a dangerous invention.
I totally disagree on this topic because robots are very useful and efficient. It depends on the way how the inventor creates it. If the inventor creates it for the good purpose, it will be more efficient. If it is used for the bad purpose, it will be very dangerous. It can do multiple tasks at a time, so it will be more helpful for humans. It can fulfill the human resources when there is a lack of labors. I know that the initial cost is very high, but the result will be satisfactory, which saves money and time.
Right. Okay. Abhinushan, thank you. Thanks a lot. Right. So I think everyone has got their chance. So it's my turn now, and I'm going to keep my comment very brief. I think we have to reframe the question. So the question is, robots are a dangerous invention. Agree or disagree, right? Now we have to ask whether a robot itself is a dangerous invention, or what man decides to do with a robot dangerous. So for example, I consider a robot as a tool, like a knife. So knives doctors can use to, conduct surgeries, save lives, and also a murderer can use it to kill someone. And I believe a robot is like that. A robot itself is not dangerous because it is created by a human being, and it is programmed to do certain tasks that a human being wants the robot to do. So if the human being programs the robot in such a way to commit atrocities, then who is at fault? Who is dangerous here? Is the robot dangerous or the human being that is dangerous? So I think human beings have committed so much atrocities that we have to ask the question: are human beings a dangerous creature or not a dangerous creature? Right? So I believe that we have to reframe the question here. It's not that a robo itself is dangerous, but what a human being decides to do is what is dangerous. So it's not that we should think about whether we should restrict robos or not, but how we educate human beings to program robots. I think that should be the question. So with that, let's end tonight's talk a lot session. Once again, a completely new topic with a lot of new learning experiences, a lot of new opinions. Some of us completely agreed with the topic that robots are a dangerous invention. Some of us completely disagreed with the topic that robots are not dangerous. And yet some of us had 50-50, right? They're dangerous, but in the meantime, they can be beneficial too. So we conclude yet another exciting talk a lot session tonight, and next week we'll be back again with a new club, the Outspoken Speak Club, and with a new talk a lot topic. So until we see you again, kids, don't leave, right? Because the meeting is going to continue, but we're going to leave the live cast. So good night to our audience tonight, and see you again next week. Bye-bye. See you.